Buying a home can be one of the most exciting and stressful times of your life, especially if it's your first time. My goal is to educate and inform you so you can feel confident. I like to keep it fun and exciting, and most importantly, stress-free. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Raleigh, Durham. If you're tuning in today, you're probably thinking about buying your first home. And guess what? You're in the right place. Today, we're breaking down 9 essential steps for first-time homebuyers. So grab a pen and paper because we're diving in. The first step to buying a home is finding your real estate advisor. I know it sounds self-serving because I am a real estate advisor, but honestly, it is an essential step. A good agent has local lenders and inspectors. They're going to educate you on the home buying process and laws within your state. And most of all, they're going to protect your best interest. You're about to invest in one of, if not the largest purchase of your life. It could cost you thousands of dollars if you get a shitty agent. Here are some tips for finding the right agent. First, make sure they're doing this as a full-time job and not just part-time. No shame to the part-time agents out there, but for me, there's a lot of time required to being a great agent. Between studying the market, going on appointments and showings, and searching for properties for my buyers, I'm not sure how someone could manage to do this part-time and be all in. Also, are they taking the time to explain the process so you feel fully informed? Or are they doing the bare minimum? When you're looking at homes and you find one that you like, are they taking the time to walk around and inspect major items like the plumbing, the roof, and overall condition? Or are they just like, okay, let's go make an offer? I tell my clients their job is to find the pretty things in the home and mine is to find the ugly. Now that you have a great agent, it's on to step 2. The second step is just as crucial as the first, and if you have a great agent, they're going to help point you in the right direction for this one. The second step is to find a wonderful lender. Looking at homes that are out of your reach and out of your budget is a complete waste of time and it will honestly just leave you feeling disappointed. Speaking to a lender is going to help you know your budget inside and out. This step will help you know how much you qualify for, what price point you can go up to when looking at homes, and an estimate of the funds you're going to need for the closing table. There could be many issues resulting from not having proper financing plans in place, and the worst is realizing days before you're supposed to close that you're actually unable to due to the financing. This actually almost happened to me when I bought my first home. I did all of the things I was told to by the lender, yet 3 days before we were scheduled to close, my lender told me that I would need an additional $5,000. So like anyone, I said, excuse me? I didn't have an additional $5,000 on the spot. I had already spent money in inspections and due diligence. I had given my notice to my apartment. I literally had less than a week to come up with $5,000 or I'd lose everything I invested, and worst of all, I'd be homeless. I had a wonderful support system, but many people do not have this ability, and this could have literally meant the difference between buying a home or being unable to. If I had lost that money, it would have taken me at least another year just to save up the money I had lost. On top of that, home values would have went up in a year. I would have lost double. This is why I reiterate, find a wonderful lender. That being said, a pre-approval letter or proof of funds is required to make an offer on a home. I personally have 2 wonderful lenders here in North Carolina, and if you want their information, don't hesitate to reach out. A good agent will have lenders they use on a regular basis and trust. Make sure you don't get any new credit cards or buy anything major. Keep things as similar financially as you can to when you received your pre-approval. Side note, you have about 45 days to get as many as pre-approvals as you want with only 1 credit hit. It is in your best interest to get multiple approvals and choose the lender that has the best terms. Your lender and your advisor are going to work hand in hand, and once you have your pre-approval letter, it's time for step 3. It's time to dream a little. What's on your wish list for a home? Consider factors like your location, your size, the amenities that you want, how close it is to schools and workplaces. The buyer strategy session is a time where you and your agent will go through your needs, wants, and must-haves for your new home. Generally, your agent will want to have everyone who is buying the home in this session. That way you can all be on the same page. This can be incredibly helpful and reduces overall stress since all the details are already hashed out. Get this step right and everything else will fall into place much better. Time for step 4. This is my favorite step and honestly why most agents get into the business in the first place. It's time to look at homes. What I find helpful with most of my clients is to do what is called a tour. I pick a day and a time and schedule to view several homes at the same time. This achieves a couple of goals. Number 1, it gives you a better idea of what you can expect in your price point. If we go look at 5 or 6 houses in your budget, you're going to better be able to see what your money will get you in a given location. This will show you the difference in cost from one location to another. The second thing it accomplishes is peace of mind. If you go into one home and you absolutely love it, but you've not seen anything else, you're probably not going to feel super confident. When you've looked at several homes, it now gives you the peace of mind knowing you saw different choices and you got to pick the one that was best for you. You found the one! Great! Now it's time to work with your real estate agent to craft a competitive offer. There's the obvious purchase price, which is the cost of the home, and then you also have something called concessions. Concessions are where a seller gives you money back at closing. Your agent will want to work closely with your lender to know how much money you can get back from the sellers, as there is a limit depending on your loan type. This can help with buying your interest rate down and paying some of your closing costs. You can negotiate for items in the home like the refrigerator, the washer, and the dryer. You can decide if the sellers want a quick close versus a longer close. You can negotiate for your due diligence and your earnest money. There are many possibilities when making your offer, so it's best to discuss your options with your lender and your real estate advisor. Now that your offer has been accepted, we are officially under contract. Inspection time. After your offer gets accepted, you'll want to schedule a home inspection. Normally, I schedule all inspections for my client, but this is something that you can do on your own if you're wanting to try to find the cheapest option. Keep in mind that your inspector will be finding faults in your property, and you want someone that's good at their job. There are several possible inspections, such as a basic home inspection, which literally looks at everything, a termite inspection to check for possible wood-eating critters, and in North Carolina, there is the radon inspection. The radon inspection checks for an odorless gas that causes cancer if unchecked for a long period of time. There's also the possibility of a survey. A survey tells you exactly where your property lines are. If you're buying a townhome or condo, this may not absolutely be necessary, but for almost every single family home, I do recommend this. When I bought my first home, I did not do this. I had a home on 2 acres and I didn't think anything was that close, so I didn't worry about it. Turns out I was wrong. After I closed and moved in, my neighbor came over to inform me that I actually had an encroachment on his property. A portion of my driveway was technically on his line. This neighbor was very kind and let me know he didn't care and he wasn't going to do anything, but just wanted to let me know. If I had known about this encroachment before closing, I could have used it to negotiate for better terms. It also means that when I go to sell my home, I'm going to need an encroachment agreement with my neighbor and I'm going to have to tell the next buyer. That may have an impact on what I can sell my home for. This step is crucial for uncovering any potential issues and ultimately gives you the information you need to decide how to move forward. If there are a lot of issues, you may decide to let this one go and move on to the next. Maybe it isn't that serious, but it does give you ammo for negotiations. Now that we've done our due diligence and know we're moving forward with the property, let's nail down that financing. This step is going to require you to work closely with your lender. You're going to provide any additional documents needed and stay informed about interest rates and closing costs. 3 days before closing, you should get what is called a final closing disclosure. This will give you the final details of your loan and show you what you're going to be bringing to the closing table. A lot of people get scammed in this step by being asked to wire money. Never, and I repeat, never send a wire to anyone without picking up the phone and calling the person you're wiring money to. Your agent, at least in North Carolina, will never ask you to wire money. If you get an email with wiring instructions, call the attorney and make sure it is correct. If you wire the money to the wrong location, you're probably never going to see that money again. Don't make this mistake. The finish line is in sight. During the closing process, review and sign all necessary documents. You're a real estate agent, and in North Carolina, an attorney will guide you through this phase. Be ready to pay closing costs and any remaining fees. You're normally not going to get your keys until after the deed is recorded, so don't be surprised if your agent brings you your keys after closing. Once you have the keys, it's time for your favorite step, moving in. You did it! Once the closing is complete, it's time to move into your new home. If you're younger, be prepared with lots of pizza and drinks to find your friends that'll help you move. If you can afford it and have any sense about you, hire movers. This is an exciting milestone and time to start settling into your new living space. And there you have it, the 9 essential steps for first-time homebuyers. Every home buying journey is unique, so be sure to work closely with professionals to ensure a smooth and successful experience. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what questions you have, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips and insights. Until next time, happy house hunting.